Welcome to the Haunted Lore, where history and the supernatural converge. Today, we're exploring 5 of Ottawa's most mysterious locations. These aren't just stories. They're part of the city's hidden history. Join me as we uncover the truth behind Ottawa's most haunted locations. Ever slept in a jail cell where the dead still roam? In Ottawa, you can book a night with history's most restless ghosts. This isn't just any hostel. It's the former Carleton County Jail, now St. Lo, Ottawa Jail Hostel, where the walls hold secrets darker than you can imagine. In 1869, Patrick James Whelan was hanged here for assassinating one of Canada's founding fathers. But did they execute an innocent man? His final words proclaimed his innocence. Inmates reported seeing Whelan's spirit wandering death row corridors and standing beneath the gallows, still intact after all these years. Guards reportedly conducted unofficial executions from the 8th floor balcony, throwing prisoners to their deaths. Today, travelers sleep in these converted cells, but many wake in the middle of the night, feeling watched, hearing whispers, sensing a presence. When they discovered unmarked graves in the courtyard, it only confirmed what locals always knew. This building holds souls unable to rest. Would you dare spend a night where history's darkest moments still echo? The dead at Ottawa Jail Hostel aren't ready to check out. The Canadian Museum of Nature stands like a silent sentinel in Ottawa. But what most visitors don't know is that not all exhibits are on display. For years, staff have reported strange occurrences on the 4th floor's west wing. Cold spots that appear suddenly, exhibits that rearrange overnight, security footage showing shadows where no one stands. In 1912, a curator died mysteriously while cataloguing specimens. His office? The west wing of the 4th floor. Museum guards refused to patrol alone after midnight. One guard quit after claiming he heard whispers coming from empty display cases, whispers asking for help. Is it the spirit of the curator still tending to his collection, or something more ancient, disturbed from its rest? Next time you visit, listen carefully as you approach the West Wing. That sudden chill, the feeling of being watched. Some things in the museum are studying you back. The ghost of Dr. James Grant is said to haunt Bector Dining and Wine, located at 150 Elgin Street in Ottawa. This historic building, known as Grant House, was built in 1875 by Dr. James Alexander Grant, who served as Canada's first Surgeon General and was the official physician to the Governor General. Dr. Grant lived in the house until his death in 1920, and since then, the building has housed various establishments. Staff at previous establishments reported being shoved by invisible hands, trays knocked from their grasp, and people mysteriously falling sideways over this very banister. When Stephen Bector acquired the building in 2014, he took steps to appease Dr. Grant's spirit. He opened a bottle of champagne in the supposedly haunted room, left a full glass on the mantel, and promised to take good care of the home. The next day, the glass was half empty, and Bector reports they haven't had any issues with ghosts in the decade since. Perhaps Dr. Grant simply needed reassurance his beloved home was in good hands. Or maybe he just prefers Bector's food. In the quiet village of Manotick, just outside Ottawa, a historic mill holds a haunting secret that's echoed through generations. In 1861, Anne Crosby Currier, daughter of a successful hotel owner from Caldwell, New York, had married Joseph Merrill Currier just 6 weeks earlier, before the celebration of the mill's first successful year in Manotick. On a fateful Monday, March 11th, Anne's world changed forever. While navigating through the mill's congested machinery, her crinoline dress became entangled in a turbine shaft. In a horrific instant, she was violently thrown against a pillar, killed instantly on the very floor where she and her husband had recently celebrated. Witnesses claim Anne's spirit never left. Workers and visitors report unexplained cold spots, mysterious whispers, and a lingering sense of sorrow that seems to breathe through the mill's wooden walls. It's not just a ghost story. This is a tragedy of love, loss, and a life cut brutally short. Watson's Mill stands today, a silent monument to Anne Crosby, where history and legend intertwine, waiting for those brave enough to listen. What if I told you there's a road in Ontario where a father's love transcends death itself? Buck Hill Road near Round Lake hides a story that locals won't forget. During the Great Depression, a logger lived here with his young daughter. One brutal winter night, their dog ran into the storm. Despite his warnings, his daughter chased after the pet, disappearing into the blinding snow. The desperate father searched for days, his lantern cutting through darkness, but she was never found. Now, visitors report seeing an eerie green orb floating through these trees. A father's lantern, still searching. Others hear whispers, cries, or glimpse a shadowy figure that vanishes when approached. Is it grief stronger than death, or a father who refuses to stop searching? The real question isn't whether you believe in ghosts, but whether a father's love can overcome even death. As we've seen today, Ottawa's haunted history runs deeper than most realize. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, these sites offer a glimpse into the past and the events that shaped this city. If you're brave enough, visit these locations yourself. But remember, some say these spirits are still watching, waiting for someone to acknowledge their presence. Subscribe for more explorations of Canada's supernatural history. And remember, sometimes the most chilling stories are the ones closest to home.